Hi guys, hope you're well and welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. We're back in the United States again with the PMDG 737 again, and we'll be doing a short hop along the east coast today, from here at Washington Dulles to Hartford-Bradley International Airport in Connecticut. Now, it's an airport I've flown into a lot in the CRJ, and it's one I've very much enjoyed flying into with the CRJ. So I thought, you know what, let's give it a go with the 737. So, as I said, we're on the ground at Dulles. We're at stand Charlie 23 at the at the C concourse at Dulles. We are on VATSIM, so there's not a lot of traffic. Ground is online though, so I will give them a call shortly to sort our clearance out. But in the meantime, we can sort of get set up for we can get set up for our initial procedures. So I believe I have my FlightBeam here, which I do. So we'll enter that in and request that. So as I said, Dulles is online on 121.90. I'll just put Unicom in on standby, given no other frequencies on mine. It's literally just ground the ATIS. So I'll just pre-tune that and get that all sorted out for us before we depart. I'll get VAS up as well, just so we can do our performance calculations when we get given a departure runway. So just load the route uplink first, and yeah, again, it's not that long at route. We're actually only cruising at flight level 250 today. That's how that is genuinely how short this route is. We've got an airtime of only about an hour and 1 minute. So I'm actually genuinely very surprised that there are intermediate waypoints in this. But nevertheless, we'll hopefully enjoy this short little sector across the east coast. And yeah, did I mention, by the way, we're going along the east coast of the United States? Blimey. Right, this is seriously just what exams do to someone. Right, I believe we are all we're all set up. One thing I can do before I forget quickly is just get rid of some ground services. So ground power and aircon will leave in, but we can get rid of the carts. And what I can do now is go to our radio stack, tune in, and ask for clearance. So I'll have a scratch pad ready, just to scratch everything in. So here it goes. Dulles ground, good afternoon. United 444, stand Charlie 23 with information Alpha, requesting IFR clearance to Bradley.
United 444, Dulles ground, you are cleared to Bradley by the Jacoby 4 departure SWANN transition, radar vectors to Bros, then as filed, maintain 3000, expect flight level 25010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is Unicom 122.8 and squawk 562 tree.
Cleared to Bradley via the Jacoby 4 departure SWANN transition, then as filed, climb to 3000 initially, departure on Unicom and squawk 5623, United 444.
United 444, readback is correct, pushback onto Delta is at your discretion, expect runway 30 for departure and information Bravo is current.
We'll expect 30 for departure, and we'll get Bravo on board as well, thanks, United 444. Right, okay. So taking off from runway 30, I was kind of hoping for 19 left, but, well, it'll do. Enter that in and execute, and what we can do is just go to our departure on the arrival page. So, Dulles, 30, Jacoby 4, SWANN, execute. We can check our legs page as well, just to make sure that's all in. What we can do as well is just go to our init ref page and do a perfect request. Let's hope it actually enters it in incorrectly. If it does, I'll actually be quite shocked. Sometimes I've just genuinely had to enter it in on my own. So, yeah, let's see what it does. Right, load that in. And it's not done it correctly. Okay. So, 0 fuel weight is fine. The gross weight makes sense. But that cruise altitude is way off. It's genuinely way off. The rest is fine. Just enter that in and execute. Right, now that we know what our departure runway is, I'll just consult VAS quickly. Yeah, I'll just consult VAS quickly and calculate our takeoff performance. I'm fairly sure we can do a D-rate on departure, and according to VAS, we can indeed do a D-rate. We can actually do a D-rate to departure, so we'll do D-rate 2 with flex temp of 34. So D-rate 2, flex 34, enter. Okay, go to our takeoff page. Wind at Dulles at the moment is 190. Actually no, that was during information alpha. Right, given information Delta is now current, I'll give that a peek as well. So, information, not information Delta, information Bravo is current. So wind's now changed to 200 at 6. So I'll give that a clear out. 200 at 6. Enter that in. And double tap our CG. And tell you what, I must have forgotten to enter our flap setting in to VAS. I'll have to do this again. Right, Dulles 30. Yeah, I am aware you can't actually see it. I'm really sorry about that, but I promise I am calculating takeoff performance. In any case, we can assume a flex temp of 38 with D-rate 1, 33 with D-rate 1, or 34 with D-rate 2. I'll go 34 with D-rate 2, which I think is what I have in anyway, so... yeah, 34 with D-rate 2, perfect, okay. CG 23.7, I don't think I've ever had a CG like that before. It's taking off with flaps 5, gives us V-speeds of 118, 118, 124, easy. Okay, let's take off reference page sorted. What we can do quickly is turn our AP on, so whack that fuel pump in.
Delta Ground November 238 Whiskey Tango with you requesting VFR direct to Philadelphia South.
Just change our cruise altitude as well before I forget.
And November 238 Whiskey Tango, I do not have a flight plan filed for you.
Turn your damper on as well before I forget that as well.
Just refiled it.
Thankfully, the only thing I forgot last time was the seatbelt
November
sign, so it's
238 Whiskey Tango, confirmed aircraft type TBM9.
So just wait for the AP to come on, I'll check the weather at Bradley.
Roger, November 238 Whiskey Tango, VFR to Philly, transfer request, standby 1.
Windsor Bradley is 170 at 11, so I'll probably land at runway 15, which is actually perfect. So I'll set the arrival in as well. So we depart free with the Scoob transition, I believe. No, not Scoob transition, that's the departure, but wrong chart. Well done, Emma.
November 238 Whiskey Tango, your clearance is available, advisory to copy.
So,
any copy 8 Whiskey Tango.
8 Whiskey Tango, you are cleared out of the Washington Bravo airspace. Maintain VFR at or below 2,500, and your routing is direct to Philly. Cleared out of the Bravo airspace.
Hoping we're allowed to
maintain VFR flight level of 2,500 or below. Cleared direct to Philly, 8 Whiskey Tango.
Right.
And 8
APJ
Whiskey Tango
turn
Squawk
the bleed on.
567 tree.
Squawk 567 tree. 8 Whiskey Tango.
8 Whiskey Tango, readback is correct. You're
I'll
on the
sort the
apron,
arrival
so you can push back
in,
onto
sort the
Whiskey
arrival out
4
once we're,
and call me when ready for taxi.
once we're closer.
Actually, in November 238 Whiskey Tango, the apron is a movement area, so just let me know when you're ready for pushback.
Okay,
We'll
so
advise when ready for push 8 Whiskey Tango.
got to push nose right onto Delta, which is this taxi right here, so we'll just tap us here, press enter, and let Toolbar Pushback do its thing once we're going to push back. The airport elevation at Bradley, according to the charts, is 173 feet. So I'll just set, I'll just set 150. That'll do nicely. Okay. Enough about that. Go to the doors page. Shut our entry door. Make sure our parking brake is set, which it is. And we'll go to FS Actions again, ground services, and remove the chocks, because we're now on APU for both aircon and electrical power. Now we'll go to the FMC and go to the legs page. Legs, and I'll enter that in as well. Why not? Okay. In the meantime, we can request the winds. And I'll go to the init ref page and go to the takeoff page. So 124 we want to set on our MCP. You also want to
Delta Tower, November 238 Whiskey Tango is ready for push.
arm the flight directors.
3 Whiskey Tango, push back onto
Logos
Whiskey
Windsor.
4 is approved, face east.
Push on a Whiskey 4 approved, facing east,
Right.
8 Whiskey Tango.
124. Request to push back.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Right. Execute that. Again, I'll need to have a look at flight radar for sort of any hints as to what runway they're using there at the moment. I mean, 1.5 could probably take a 737-700, especially one as light as us, but again, I don't want to risk it. So taking off from 30.
Okay, sir. The bypass
So
pin is installed. All
climb
doors
on
and
heading
hatches closed and all ground
301 to
equipment is removed.
820.
The parking brakes are set.
Turn right
You may
heading
lift.
320.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
So 320 at 820. So we'll just set 320 then.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay,
LNAV
cleared
and
for
VNAV.
push start. Please release parking brake.
And before we do that, we'll
Parking
turn the big
brakes
one
are
on,
released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines
turn
in
the
sequence.
packs off,
It will start in the sequence.
and stop clock, if I can do it. If I can find the click start, that'd be nice. Okay. Start, well, we can turn the fuel buttons on and start.
Delta Tower, November 238 Whiskey Tango is at Whiskey 4.
So,
November
that's
238
M2
Whiskey
rising.
Tango, runway 30, taxi via Whiskey 4, cross runway 1 center, on
And
Whiskey
check the
4,
fuel in.
continue taxi
There
via
we go.
Echo, second right onto Zulu, Yankee 11.
Thought I'd point this out as well. We're in November 15751, which, so I just downloaded this United replay pack off FlightSim.to.
Taxi via Whiskey 4, cross 1 center at Whiskey 4.
This very flight today is one.
Echo, second right on
the
the
old
Zulu,
delivery with
Yankee
fuel
11, 8
sensor
Whiskey
with
Tango.
blips. And little did I realise it was this exact same aircraft, so, you know, kind of chuffed about that. Right, that's the starter clicked off for engine number 2, we can start number 1. Same procedure again. Just wait for N2 to rise to about 20. Then we'll cut the fuel in, well, we'll flick the fuel in and let it just carry on with the rest. So 17, 18, 19, 20. Chuck that in. there's us successfully pushed back. Toolbar pushback will tell us to put
Okay,
the parking
pushback
brake on.
completed.
There we go.
Please set your parking brake.
We'll do exactly
Parking
that.
brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
And in the meantime, I'll just check flight radar quickly, just to see what on
Ground.
earth is going on
Startup
at
is
Bradley.
complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Clear to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Right, that's the starter clicked off for, yeah, that's the starter clicked off. And it looks like they're landing on 2-4s, so I'll have a look at something that's just right. You know what? There's a, there's a 737 that's arrived just before, so I'll give that a quick
Apologies, Delta Tower 8 Whiskey Tango. Was that 1 center from Yankee 11 or 3-0 from Yankee 11?
Yep, okay, so they're landing
November
2-4,
2 Whiskey Tango, you're
Okay,
taxiing
so
to
that's
runway 30 for departure.
Flick to Gen 1 and 2.
30 for departure,
APU
Whiskey
off,
Tango.
engine bleeds 1 and 2 on, packs back to auto. Propeats can go on, APU can go off. Logo light we can just keep off for now. That's on Gen 1, that's on TR1, that's pretty much just there for show, but you know what I mean. Right, go to departure and arrival and just set our arrival in. And will we be transitioning via Kippy? God, I really should forward plan a lot better than this. But yeah, you know what? We'll transition via Kippy. Execute that. Okay. So go back to our init ref takeoff page.
Dallas Ground, hello, United 1951, request IFR to Kennedy.
And just do our few checks. Well, I say a few checks, just
United
do our takeoff config, just like that.
1951 Dallas Ground, you're
Looks about
cleared
5.1.
to
Okay, cool.
John F. Kennedy International Airport
System
via the Jacoby 4 departure, Agard transition, then as filed, maintain 3000, expect flight level 310, actually stand by.
Someone's brave.
The United 1951, are you able to accept 17,000 as your cruising altitude?
That sounds more like it.
A-firm, we can accept that.
Right. Okay.
Roger, United 1951, you are cleared to John F. Kennedy International Airport via the Jacoby 4 departure, Agard transition. Then as filed, maintain 3000, expect 17,010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is Unicom 122.8 and squawk 5667.
Roger that, cleared to Kennedy via Jacoby 4 Agard transition, then as filed. Maintain 3000, expect 170, and squawking 5667, United 1951.
United 1951, readback is correct. Pushback onto Charlie is at your discretion.
Yeah,
Expect runway 30 for departure, and information Charlie is current.
And thankfully we do have Charlie.
Roger that, we'll push back our discretion, expect 30, and 1951.
And detentional aircraft information Charlie is current. Altimeter 2966, winds 220 at 6. November 2 Trade Whiskey Tango, thank you. Monitor Unicom 122.8, no traffic in vicinity of runway, good day.
The traffic in vicinity of runway, Unicom 122.8. Thank you very much, Whiskey Tango.
So I'll consider us ready. Dallas Ground, United 444 ready for taxi with Charlie on board.
United 444, ensure smoking mode Charlie.
Yeah, I forgot something, my bad. United 444. Right, there we go. Always forget to squawk mode Charlie.
Oh, and United 444, ensure squawking 562 tree.
Roger, squawk 5623 444. There we go. Oh my god, it's really not my day. Right, that's sorted out. United 444 ready for taxi.
Alright, United 444, runway 30, taxi left on Zulu, Yankee 11.
Left on Zulu, Yankee 11 for runway 30, United 444. Right. Yep, again, this is filmed on the same day as my, as that Transavia 7 Juliet video, but we'll just, ignore that for now. I'm still, like, so tired from an exam this morning, so please do forgive me for the multitude of silly mistakes I am making. So hopefully that'll be the last one I make today. Watch me say that, and I'll end up holding the flare too much again like I did the previous video. Oh well. Right. I'm literally just double and triple checking my overhead just to make sure it's all all Gucci. There's a company 7.3 on the side there, so 3 seconds just quickly. Let's get out of the wing view and give him a quick peek. So, there's one of those really cool Dulles shuttle things. Yeah, FlightBeam have done a really good job with this scenery. I'm honestly looking forward to more of our airports making their way into MSFS. There you go. There's the company 737. Hello. Right, so what we'll be doing is we'll be turning left onto the next taxiway. Which is Zulu. And we'll just be following that down to the very end of 30. Just keep it an idle for now. I don't want to sort of have to drift into the to the taxiway. Right, there's Zulu. Just right tap on the brakes. Clear on the right. Clear on the left. Just just keep carrying on. You know what? This taxi isn't actually that bad, all things considered. Thought it would be a hell of a lot longer. Just give us a little power again. So right now we should be paralleling one centre and one minor centre. So departure for one centre would have been the would have yielded us the shortest taxi. Well, what have we got here? That looks like an A320, that looks like another A320. Although I highly doubt they're AI, I think they're static aircraft. Which begs the question actually, I'm fairly sure I turned off static aircraft. Oh well. We're not causing too much of a performance hit, so that's, again, that's not too bad. Right, well, I'll do a sort of before takeoff flows, well, before takeoff, so just, yeah, just keep taxiing for now, and I'll sort it out in a bit. Although, actually, what we'll do is turn traffic on both sides and zoom that out a notch. The sky is just being very menacing at the moment.
Dulles ground sky 2872, go back.
Last aircraft calling, take call sign.
Onto Yankee.
Skyhawk 2872, go back.
Skyhawk 2872 Quebec. Dulles ground, go ahead.
Yeah, Dulles ground sky 2872, go back. Requesting clearance out of the Bravo VFR departure to the northeast. Destination JFK at 3,000 feet with information Charlie.
Oh, someone's flying through.
Roger. Skyhawk 2872 Quebec. You are cleared out of the Washington Bravo. Maintain VFR at or below 2,500. Routing direct and squawk 5626.
Alright, I'm cleared out of the Dulles Class Bravo airspace. Maintain VFR below 2,500 feet. Routing direct and squawk 5626 for Skyhawk 2872 Quebec.
Skyhawk 2872 Quebec. Readback is correct. Push Call me when ready to push back onto Whiskey 4. Expect runway 30 for departure and Charlie's turn.
Alright, call for pushback onto Whiskey, I believe you said Whiskey 4, and what, could we get that runway again?
Runway 30.
Alright, we'll expect runway 30 for departure, Sky 28.
And United 444, thank you very much. Monitor Unicom 122.8. No traffic in the vicinity of runway, good day.
Over to dockside, we'll see you later, thanks very much, United 444. Right, no traffic in the vicinity of runway means pretty much ready to take off, so...
Skyhawk 2872 Quebec.
Dulles traffic, United 444, lining up runway 30 Dulles. Okay, just give us a bit of power to get us round. Just make sure we're all lined up and then we'll let it rip, why not? Well, I say we'll let it rip, we're doing a double D rate. But yeah, I'm just overhyping things all over again. Come on, Omar, you can use a rudder, can't you? Right. Okay. Just keep it stopped. Flaps all set. TCAS TARA. Before I forget that as well. Long day. Okay. With that, Dulles traffic, United 444 taking off runway 30 on the Jacoby 4 departure, Dulles traffic. Right, bring the power in. Just keep on the brakes, release, and tow go. Airspeed alive, and power is set.
80 knots.
Let's keep the pressure forward until about 100, which is now. There we go.
Maintain.
We want to rotate, thankfully, at the same speed, so rotate. Just keep ourselves hot rod on. Gear up. It's a bit of a crosswind, but we'll be alright. We're climbing on this, heading to 820, which is now, and now we'll turn to 320. Right. Drop the autopilot in. Oh, 3000 already, right, okay. Reset our altitude to flight level 250. Very quick departure actually, I'm very surprised. But at the same time we are light as feathers, so let's all done that. Should be at our acceleration altitude very soon. And what we can do is go to the legs P. Well, do our after takeoff lows first, so gear can come off. We'll bring the flaps up, we'll bring them up to flaps 1 now. Set our engine start switch to continuous. Turn offs can go off. And what we can do is just go to our FMC quickly, set direct riggins, and execute. Why we do? Right, okay. We haven't retracted our flaps all the way, which I think is why we ended up slowing down. So, can we just climb, please? Thank you. Right. Don't know why we just start descending all of a sudden, but it's very interesting. I think I might have just confused the math for a bit. Right, what's that master caution for getting? Right, air conditioning. Well, just saying off-schedule descent, which makes sense, but we just started descending for absolutely no reason at all. So, arm VNAV again. So let level change take over for a bit, and then I also got to start the clock. Well done. Long day. Very, very long day. Okay, that all looks fine. We're in the US, so the transition altitude is 18,000 feet. So we'll just keep on flying on this altimeter until we're there. True air temperature is actually well above freezing, so we don't even need anti-ice today, which is good news actually. So, I think we can do as well is we'll sync our heading. Or tracking 065 with a heading of what looks like 062, 061, so just, I'll just put 065 in. Okay, with that comes well, a bit of a, not, I wouldn't say messy, but a bit of a lethargic departure out of Dulles. And as we hit 10,000, turn our landing lights and seatbelt signs off. I've got nothing else to say other than enjoy the very small amount of cinematics we'll have on our way to Bradley, and I'll see you hopefully for the arrival, which should hopefully be a lot less messy than this. Anyway, in a bit. Hello everybody and welcome back. So we've just begun our descent over the Deer Park VOR into Bradley. It was actually a really short cruise. I didn't time it, but it's certainly over a lot quicker than the previous cruise. But ATC is not online at Bradley or covering Bradley. So what we'll do is we'll follow this start to the final fix, which is Briz, and then we'll do some vectoring of our own, some auto vectoring of our own. So if you look at my MD, you can see I've popped a few range rings and a few radials in. Now the plan here is to fly the same track out of Briz to then intercept the 23H radial into the Bradley VOR. So basically just a very, very distant downwind from the actual runway, and from that we'll end up basically turning onto the 121 radial out of the VOR to the initial approach fix, and from that we'll fly the ILS into into Bradley. So wind at Bradley at the moment is 190 at 10. The QNH, or the altimeter, sorry, is 2953. It is extremely low. Well, I say extremely low, I've flown in lower, but even so, that is a fairly low altimeter. So, obviously transition altitude is 18,000 in the US, so I've already set my altimeter accordingly. So what we can do as well, before I forget, like I did last time, is put the seatbelt sign on. I was flying with anti-ice on prior. We were about -7 and there were clouds in the way, so I didn't really want to risk any ice. But now that our outside air temperature is well above freezing again, chuck the anti-ice off. You know, save us a bit of fuel, why not? So we're basically following we're following a VNAV path down. There's the actual, I forgot what that part of the world's called, but there's the piece of land opposite Long Island in front of us, and there's Long Island behind us. You can barely see any of it because there's just so much cloud away. But I digress. So we're just going to keep it going into. We're just going to keep it going downwards along the star, and from that we'll just do the sort of cheeky self-navigation I was on about. So do stay tuned for that. So this is what I entered into my fix info. So basically what you can do is you can enter radials and distances in at the same time, but that doesn't necessarily cut the radial off at 5 miles like it did there. It just carries on forever. But it's a very sort of neat way of saving space. Right, standard procedure will be landing flaps 30. We don't need flaps 40 at Bradley, so we'll just pop that in. And in the meantime, we'll just keep that on this page. Why not? So we're inbound Madison. From Madison, we'll make a left turn towards Briss, and then from Briss is, as I said, where I'll just be carrying on that heading until we're at the points where I want to intercept the radials that I want to intercept. So I'm making it sound a lot more complex than it actually is, but nevertheless it should be a fun one to fly. There doesn't appear to be anyone going into Bradley, doesn't appear to be anyone going out to Bradley, into Bradley or out of Bradley, and as I said, there's no ATC online, so it's pretty much just us. Again, I highly doubt anyone of the USA is really in the States to be playing FlightSim at the moment, or rather, not as many people in the States to be playing FlightSim at the moment. Although it's a week before Labor Day weekend. The only reason I know this is because there's a cool event on Friday, where every ARTC in the US on VATSIM is staffed. Now, I've not actually set up any live streaming sort of things, nor am I able to know if I'm free on Friday or not. I think I'm meant to be going out to dinner, but if I can get everything set up and if everything works, I would genuinely love to, stream it and partake. I love flying on VATSIM in the US. It's just amazing. Controllers are fantastic, and the controllers are fantastic, and they honestly just make it so much fun to fly online. It's really, really, really cool. So I will speed into it and just slow us down to 250. All in good time. And we're pretty much approaching 10,000 now, so I can turn the landing lights on. We have got retractable aircraft as well, which should be down there. You can see that's the retractables down there. They've got a huge little islands down there. I think it's really nice. Right, okay. Back to the cockpit we go. What we can do as well is on the speed brake. Again, just before I forget that, and normally I just put 444 in there, but you don't really need to. It's just cool to do so. Okay, that all looks fine. Yokes are still there and haven't flown off, so that's it's all very good. What we can do is reset our heading log. Not 2339, but 2332. Just have it fly that for now. No, we'll just keep it now, love. Why not? And we'll just keep on flying it beyond this to then turn onto that radial line you see there. Again. Turn that in and turn that in. Just a quick scan of our overhead just to make sure we haven't missed anything this time round, which we thankfully haven't. So engine start switch we can keep to off for now. We'll just turn it to continuous once we're on final. So yeah, I'm taking this down to 7,000 initially. I don't want to go down too low. Probably try and cross bombs at around 4,000, give or take, to then make Kibby at or above 3,000, or as close to 3,000 as possible. But that's just something we'll sort out closer to time, I reckon. So, just diving through clouds now over, I believe we're over Conneticut now. Let's start the last week. DPR over Conneticut. New Haven is supposedly somewhere from some of behind those clouds. So, okay. Hopefully not too long to go until we're on final, really. I'll just keep us at 250 until around Barnes I'll begin to slow down. Why not? This trim wheel is having a field day. Or maybe not. Now it stopped. It just reminds me of the jazz music stops means, but instead of like jazz music, it's trim wheel. Trim wheel stops. Someone please make that just trim wheel sounds stop as a meme. But anyway, I digress. So. That does not look like the right ILS, but oh well. Should be in my Yankee Quebec, or at least that's what the chart's saying. Yeah, I think it chose alright at 7,000. We're actually randomly a bit higher at this point. That over there looks like the runway centre line that we're crossing. I don't even know if the circle to land is an approved procedure here. I highly doubt it is. Oh, you know what? We should have flown VR nav. Oh well. Okay. So as it turns out, circle to land is not a published procedure. So, in the interests of everyone at or around Bradley, we will not be doing a circle to land. Oh well, what a shame. Poor little 7.3 is all over the place. This wind's, I mean, is there any surprise? Anywho, just keep on flying on, well, as I said, I'll just keep on flying on this heading, and then about 10 miles we'll end up turning left. Not turning left, turning right. Again, can you tell this is an extremely long day and I've barely slept? So we've got the Barnsley OR on our VRR2. That's what I tuned in. Oh, rain. So the Wi-Fi's on, why not? And the rain has stopped, so we just, yeah, so if the weather radar API was a bit more available than it is now, then maybe I would have seen that, but I didn't, because it's not. Oh well. Hopefully that'll be with us soon. Just turn the terrain radar on for the sake of it. And not long to go till I say till our turn, it's till the turn that I want to do. Because there's no ATC and because I can. So eventually we will start turning. So eventually it's in about 2 miles, so best prepare ourselves for it. So reset my MCP altitude to around 4,000. Tune the heading to 058 and heading select, vertical speed, down we go. About 900 feet a minute will do nicely. And I definitely made that turn a bit too late. Oh well. Got enough time to correct ourselves anyway, with about 25 miles from the VOR, so let's just continue to turn to 090. Then once we're close to that radial, I'll end up swinging us back. So set flaps 5 just to give us a bit of drag. You know what, I'll turn the terrain radar off. I can't actually see the radial. It's all very exciting. Oh, and of course, as soon as I go for the landing, New York Centre apparently comes online. Oh well. Well, they are online according to vPilot, but not according to Volanta. Assuming that's because Volanta just takes a while to update, but I'm really not bothered to find out at the moment. I've just bothered to, well, attempt to land this thing. So, radio coming up. So heading to 058. If I can keep my mouse over the heading bug. I'm just going to put more. 058, and we'll just fly direct to the VOR. We can increase our local speed a bit, just lower our rate of descent, and we can turn the terrain radar back on. No. Don't even need to. Just keep an eye on it here. Don't want to be dipping below 3,300, ideally. Oh yeah, that's that's fine. Okay. So I'll just, well, again, there's no one here, but I will send a little text in through Unicom. So. And we don't seem to have any objections from anyone at the moment. Just a bit from this weather. We've got nice enough tailwind in our descent. It's 22 degrees apparently. Tell you what. That looks like a very nice place to go for a hike. Right, so someone has replied on Unicom saying I'm leaving the cockpit for 5 minutes. Okay. Ciao. Ah, okay, so I'm literally just outside New York Centre's airspace. Which explains why I haven't actually been called to contact them, so... Nice. The range rings are doing a little bit of a dance. How cute. Right, let's stay at 4,000 for now. Alright. Oh, blimey, that is bumpy. Oh, my word. That is very, very, very bumpy. So hold it at 4,000, what are you doing? Just fly me, please. I'm not doing this right, am I? Okay. Just let it climb a bit, just to keep us at 4,000, keep us at 4,000, then some you know, strange altitude. No, has the QNH changed, or has the altimeter changed at all? Still altimeter at 2953. So, yeah, we're set up right for that. What we will do shortly is we'll start the turn onto the 121 radial outbound. So coming up to the Barnes to the OR in about 1.8 miles, so what we'll do is I will set our heading to 121. That's actually perfect, or near enough perfect. Just give the cabin a bit of a triangle when we're standing. Lights are fine for now. Very neat right turn. Supplements of this bit of Conneticut, so what we can do in the meantime as well is start a descent to 3,000 and slow us down to about 180 knots. So, speed brakes are armed. Also, yeah, speed brakes are armed, also brakes are armed. We are somewhat heading to the to where we want to be, although this wind certainly doesn't want us to. What we can do now is that we're below 210 knots is we can set flaps 10. And in the meantime we can arm approach mode. And just make sure that's set into our nav1 radio as well. Don't want it tracking 238 into the VOR, or rather out of the VOR. So there we go, 3,000. Oh, and there we go. Yeah, I forgot to do something. I'll set my decision height. Right, so our decision height today is 370 feet. Thankfully, it's an easy one to set. See? I knew I would forget something. There we go. 370 feet. So, approach mode is armed. What we can do is we can start to make a right turn. So you know what, about heading 200 to then intercept the localizer. That should actually set us up perfectly. So what we can do is turn our engine start switch is continuous, turn our turn-offs on. Listen to the trim wheel have its field day again. Yeah, there's the glide slope, there's the localizer. Just wait for him to sort of start bouncing in a bit. So the localizer shouldn't be too far off, hopefully. Yeah, I think 220 will do. Yeah, so localizer's coming in. And once the localizer and glide slope are in, we'll sort of set our missed approach procedure. There's the airport, and there's the runway. So, any second now we should have a localizer captured, which looks like will happen about now. There we go, perfect. This runway is actually category 2 equipped. Didn't realise that. Why not? Try flying both autopilots. Why not? That's all set up, that's all set up, hopefully. And I'll slow us down to 160 and drop the gear. And you know what, I will give us flaps 15, so speed check, flaps 15 and gear down. Oh my god, this car is extremely thick. Could just have the weather we had my vPilot back days. Honestly, I love that approach so much. Right, missed approach altitude is 4,000. We've got a glide slope. We've got a localizer. We've got our fat crosswind. Now, do we have the pilot capable of bringing the 737 in? I'll wait till a bit closer to the surface to the wind.
2,500.
It's a rad out doing this thing. And you know what? At this point, we can just fully configure ourselves to landing. So, set VREF plus 5, flaps 25, and you know what? Flaps 30. Give us all the drag we can get. We'll try to come down. That is extremely thick. Front view for those that care. Slats doing their thing. And then there's a city down there, or a town down there. I think it's Springfield, Massachusetts. Well, it's gotta be from this angle. Yeah, this airport is really, really close to the border with Massachusetts. I just realised it, despite the fact I've flown into here in FlightSim far too many times to count. Anyway. It appears to be fully configured, so I'll keep the autopilot and the auto throttle in for now, just in case the wind decides to screw about. Nice weird tiling in that river. I'm sure I'm not the only one who just saw that. Yeah, there's the runway. Okay, I thought there was some traffic there, it was just a fleck on the windscreen. Bloody hell. Fairly sonic glide actually, around 700 feet a minute in this. My word, this crosswind's a bit mean. Oh, we are genuinely crying out loud if we look outside. We are, yeah, there we go, that's crazy. So, what we can do now is just do a quick flow through, so that's fine, that's all fine. Okay. So, I promise I will take control of the aircraft soon, just not now. Left. Those are some very, very low hanging clouds. You can barely see those hills beyond them. Right, the wind now will start to become a bit more indicative of the surface wind. So I'll take the autothrottle out. All the aircraft are sonars. Actually struggling to keep on the glide slope. Not my aircraft. May as well at this point. Give us a bit of left hand rudder. It's crabbing into the wind.
Approaching minimums.
Keep this
Minimums.
on profile, continue. $50, $40, $30, $20, $10. There we go. Just keep it flat. There we go. Fairly sure I clipped through those runway lights, but that is not my problem. We've made it onto the ground at Bradley, and I've also used a bit too much auto brake and a bit too much reverse than I predicted I would have needed. But anyway, just slow us down, turn the auto brakes off. Bring the spoilers in, bring the flaps up. And turn around lights off, taxi lights on. We're going to be crossing the runway, so I'll just keep the strobes on for now. And I will turn the APU on. And when I say we will be crossing a runway, I literally mean we will be crossing a runway. There's literally another runway there. Excellent. So, according to the Lancer, the landing rate was minus 153 feet a minute. Not terrible, not great, but still a lot better than what I've been managing recently, so... Right, okay, so another thing we can do, now that we've sort of crossed every runway, is turn our transponder to, well, turn our T-class to standard load, but transponder to active. Just taxi to stand. This is the VerticalSim Bradley scenery, I believe, and it is actually very nice. Is that a Primair 767? Fair enough. I don't even know if Bradley had a cargo terminal. Fair enough. Right, okay. we're off the runway now, so we can turn the strobe light off. Turn the APU bleed on rather than the engine bleeds off. We'll leave the APU generator off for now as well. And I don't know which stand the real flight would have parked in, but I believe there's literally only like one terminal, so wherever we park doesn't actually matter. Not. There's a stand there, actually. Let's take it. Okay. Slow this down a bit before we, like, drift into the corner. Okay, since we are here, we may as well just turn the turn-offs off and the taxi light off. As I said, I do like flying into this airport. It's actually really nicely placed for a lot of these short hops, which, well, both the CRJ and the 737 are more than perfect for. Okay, gets taxiing in. We're roughly aligned. It looks like it says 737, so parking brake on. Parking brake on. Switch to the APU generators. Turn the terrain radar off as well before I forget to do that. We don't want to fry the folk on the ground. And good night. Can stop the timer. You know exactly what I'm going to say. Right, stop the timer. Menu, FS actions, ground services, set the chocks, request a GPU, and we'll go to Toolbar Pushback, request a jetway, turn the fasten seatbelt signs off. We'll not switch to the ground power unit just yet. We'll turn those 3 fuel pumps off. Now, is the jetway going to come to us or not? Okay, now it's coming to us. Okay, thank you. It's got a bit of a long way to go though, sorry. Oh my god, that jetway is really long. It's randomly quite amusing. Oh my god, it is sinking into the ground. Sorry. Okay, we can also request the carts that our cargo loads to 0. And in the meantime we can also set our passenger load to 0. Again, as I said, we were really light, we only took about 56 people. So, yeah, that's it. We didn't even take a full CRJ load of people in a 737. Incredible. So, open the front door, cargo doors will open on their own. With that, sweeping valve open, packs off, APU bleed off, ground power on, APU off. Stop wasting fuel. Okay, and I'll go to ground services now, begin the deplaning, and I'll begin the cargo offloading in a bit, but you don't have to see that. Okay, beacon light can come off as well. With that, thank you very much for watching. Sorry this one was a bit messy. This is sort of what filming 2 videos right behind each other on the evening after an exam does to you, but I do try my best. So hopefully it was good enough, but I digress. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again for our next foray into the skies. Take care and goodbye.